What's up, guys? Jake here, fucking Fatal 12. We're talking to this girl in the clock town. So let's keep doing that, I guess.
Are you quite finished? If so, the rest of you may take this as an opportunity to refresh your own memories.
Oh, I'm so excited. She makes her way along clock hand to the center of the clock face. She continues her explanation mid-step. Her tone is elegant as they come.
All of you gathered here have found yourselves at the juncture of causality and thus have been granted an opportunity to escape death. We call the process involved in affording this opportunity divine selection. As stated before, my name is Parka, the goddess of destiny, also a winter coat. We have a mere 12 weeks, 11 excluding tonight, to spend together, but I hope they prove fruitful nonetheless.
Why? Why does tonight count as a whole week? What the fuck? We got cheated out of a week. What happened? She reaches the center of the clock by the time she finishes her self-introduction. That wasn't much of an introduction, but okay. Then she stands tall, pinches her skirt, and bobs a curtsy to us before continuing her explanation. How polite. I like this girl.
Under normal circumstances, all 12 of you would be gathered in one location at the exact same time 12 weeks from now when divine selection ends. However, your lives all came to an end before that could occur. You were all in different locations, yet amusingly enough, your deaths occurred at the exact same moment in time.
Well, that seems highly unlikely. What the fuck is that? That's garbage is what that is.
This occurrence is what we refer to as the juncture of causality.
That's retarded. People die all the time. It's not even unusual. The juncture of causality. Okay. Call it whatever you want, but I'm struggling to keep up. Fun fact, our main character, incredibly stupid. If what she's saying is true, then me and Maharu, not to mention the others here, we're dead. Yeah, you remember when you exploded on a bus? That can't be right, though. I've been living my life normally up until now, if you don't count that explosion on the train. So am I a ghost? That doesn't make much sense. Confused though I may be, I'll listen to what this girl has to say.
Location is irrelevant during this occurrence, as your individual consciousness transcends the mortal coil the moment you die. I'm sure you've all experienced something similar while alive. I believe dreaming is the term you use to refer to it.
Okay, hold up there, girlie. You're suggesting that we die every time we go to sleep and have a dream? That seems unlikely. I have slept several times and had at least 5 dreams.
To that effect, let us refer to this as the dream world.
Cool.
This world has many facets. Not only does it serve as one of many parallel worlds, but it also acts as an individual mental world, while simultaneously...
This is stupid. I'm not reading this.
Some work was required in order for you to all be cognizant of such a world. It is for that purpose I created the Court of Fate, where you all now stand.
Not very creative. You just made it look like a clock. I take in my surroundings. No walls. No ceiling. Very lazy. Calling this place a court does feel fitting, considering how odd it is. Are you suggesting all courts are odd? Have you been to a tennis court? It's just a rectangle on the ground with a net. It's not really that weird.
Bestowing a name upon that which does not exist is the simplest, most effective way to instill meaning. I do hope you keep that in mind.
Cut the crap and let me put a name for it already. A man's voice cuts in as if to silence Parka. The voice originated from the platform to my right and blazing with the Roman numeral XII. The man standing there has brown skin. Racist. He's tall and muscular with a hardened face. I assume he's from the Middle East. Actually, wait a minute. Isn't it odd that both Parka and this guy can speak Japanese?
They can't. That's the twist.
Why didn't I realize that sooner? Everyone sounded so natural the thought never crossed my mind.
Nothing good comes from being impatient. I'm about to mention the most important part.
She's very short. She gives a stern yet composed warning.
Let us return to the topic at hand. Of the 12 present, only one will be able to realize the rest of their fate. The cause of your deaths have been temporarily silenced while divine selection proceeds, but this will be undone for all those eliminated during it. Not only that, but any events in the real world caused by an eliminated member will also be undone during this period.
Oh, that's very confusing. So, okay, let's just run through a scenario real quick. Let's say I kill this Middle Eastern boy, right? But then someone else kills me. What happens to Middle Eastern boy? Do you undo his death and he's just alive again? That seems weird, right? But then what if I'm brought back to life and I kill the guy who killed him? Uh-oh, paradox, universe implodes. Look what you did, Parka. You fucked up now.
It may be wise to consider yourselves' existences removed from the natural state of the world until divine selection has run its course. In other words, you cannot die by any means other than divine selection.
What? We're immortal! I'm gonna go kill someone or something.
Although injuries and the like will occur as normal,
We could be superheroes. Fucking hell. For 12/11 weeks. That's not bad.
I certainly hope this answers your silly questions, numeral I.
She shoots me a sharp glance before she continues to speak. You've actually just raised more questions, but okay. Much as I'd rather not, it's hard to feign ignorance after hearing her explain things this much. Really? You don't think you can pretend to not know what the fuck's going on? Because I can pretend not to know what the fuck's going on. Because this doesn't make any goddamn sense. She's like, okay, so you died, but I brought you back to life for 11 weeks, and you have to do the thing or you'll die, but in the meantime, you can't die. So, can I die? It's very unclear. So, all 12 of us are here to kill one another. What an original concept. I've never seen that done before.
You are 90% correct, my dear. No killing will go on in here, however. How uncouth that will be.
So she's 90% correct when she says we're gonna kill each other. So every part of that statement is correct, other than the killing part. So we will each other is what I'm getting out of that.
Instead, you will simply erase one another.
You might call that kill, but hey.
One cannot kill that which is already dead after all.
Well said, I guess.
Such an unpleasant description.
Miharu and I aren't the only ones to react either. The others have their own thoughts to share on the matter, too. Parker's voice, with all of ours, resonates through the court so we can hear each other speak. Enough did in me to take a good look at all the others gathered. My eyes are glued to the person on platform VI. She sits in the fetal position, lifeless, almost as if asleep or dead. I go back to focusing on Parka after that and attempt to take my mind off the uneasiness welling up on me. Yeah, listen to the girl describing the death game. That'll really cheer you up. I can decide whether or not to believe this after she finishes. It's always a good idea to let the ladies finish.
3 cards are required in order to eliminate someone.
Oh, dude, I have 3 cards. This'll be easy.
Each of you have been dealt cards detailing a name, a cause of death, and a regret. These represent the present, past, and future, respectively.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense, but fine.
You all have a personal card with information regarding yourselves, so I'm sure you understand. Of course, divine selection requires its participants to have some manner of clue in order for it to succeed. So you've all been allocated 3 cards at random with information regarding your peers.
Well, it seems like some people have it really easy. Like, if I had the name of someone else, I could just Google them and find out the other parts, right? A regret and whatever the fuck the third one is, a death. You know, like, the name seems like the hardest fucking part. Like, if I just have a card that says, is sad about their dad, it's just like, oh, great, cool. That really narrows it the fuck down. Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
What you need to do is gather the remaining cards on your own. Obtaining information on the other participants is key, as this information will mold itself into the form of a card. Said information must be gathered in the real world. Follow this procedure and you're certain to obtain additional cards without issue.
Also, yo, I already know one of the participants. That's not fair either.
The sole object that links this world with reality is the card book you were all appointed. Behold!
I cast my eyes down as she mentions the book. Oh yeah, the book. What I initially thought was some kind of handrail is actually a book stand. Resting upon it, a single book. An auburn cover, the book we've all seen before. Huh? Why is this book here? I wonder if it's the book she's referring to. I open it up only to discover it's identical to the one at Lionhouse. Weird. Whoa. It's a book. A brown light pours from it all of a sudden. I close my eyes on instinct and slowly open them again when I notice the light gradually fading away. I thought we only had 3 cards, why do I have 4? What greets me now are 4 cards, one lying beside the other, floating above the book itself. 1. Name, Shishima Rinka. 3. Name, Federico Carminati. 4. Cause of death, fire. 9. Regret, gold medal. Each card has its own details written on them. Only 1 card has my own information on it, though. Maybe that's thanks to my memory being fuzzy. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. The other 3 have information on the others, so 4 total. Good maths. I catch myself peeking over at Miharu, but I can't see anything due to the light pouring from her book. Good, cheating is wrong.
We're not allowed to know what cards other people's have. Not even how many.
Do we not all have 4? Do some people have 10? This also seems unfair. This game's bullshit. You know, that does explain the bright light stopping me from seeing anything. Miharu gives a concise explanation of her discovery. She must have noticed me looking over at her and trying to cheat. Meanwhile, Parka pays us no mind, opting instead to continue her explanation.
The election order is decided after each participant decides what they wish to do. Keep in mind the numbers you've been assigned will not prevent anyone from electing another. Should the person you opt to elect you in response,
oh my god.
Whenever a thing happens, it'll be weird and stuff will happen.
She continues her explanation to proclaim that if I if both reveal a person card, they're required to reveal another. I don't know what the fuck that means, but fine. If both participants reveal all 3 cards, a stalemate occurs, which results in other participants receiving their information, running the risk of being elected, nothing more. Okay, neat. I only have 3 pieces of information, so revealing just one is risky enough. Okay, conversely, if you refuse to reveal a personal card, you'll be eliminated. Okay, I've only got 1 personal card. What is up with that? I don't know. Parka moves on before I can ask.
Another point to stress is regarding successive elections. For example, numeral 1 reveals numeral 12 and 3 and 1. Should numeral 1 succeed in eliminating 12, then 3 is given the opportunity to eliminate 1.
Cool, yep, really glad we made this as convoluted as fucking possible.
Once all have decided whether or not to elect someone, said elections will take place in chronological order based on your numeral. So concludes the basic rules govern blah blah blah. However, knowing a scenario can involve 1 electing 12 and 13 and 1 eliminating, and who cares? In such a case where the procedure goes more complex, the order becomes fixed so as to ensure the maximum number of eliminations.
Hearing her explain all that makes me realize I don't know what the fuck's going on. I ended up doing something that probably wasn't important. She calls it divine selection, but this whole thing, collecting cards and eliminating others, it's practically a game with our futures at stake. Gathering information on complete strangers isn't an easy task, but so long as you can manage that, then... So it's basically over if anyone gathers all 3 pieces of information about you, right? That sucks.
That does seem to be a solid strategy where you can keep yourself safe.
Her eyes are affixed to Maharu after hearing her, as I hope she'll continue.
It involves holding 3 cards relevant to whoever elects you. You can use those cards to protect yourself, causing both your and the cards of whoever elected you to disappear. Or, so I assume. They won't be able to elect you after that, but you won't be able to elect them either. But if the one who elects you opts to reveal one of their personal cards in response, they cancel your defense. That's the gist of it, right?
Sure, you got it, girlie.
Indeed, I'm glad one of you can recount the details.
Yeah, me too, dude. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I hope I don't have to do this on the fly. What happens if those 2 end up being the only remaining participants? Then the world explodes, probably.
We can cross that bridge if we ever reach it.
She makes it clear that she has nothing else to add. I try to interject, but she ignores me.
That's not all, though. There's a way to escape being eliminated even if you're elected, isn't there?
A grin flashes across her face in response.
For example, if one participant is elected by 2 others at the same time, both have to fight for the right to elect them. And as Parka said before, they'd have to reveal 1 personal card for that, right?
Does the election card get cancelled if neither chooses to reveal a personal card? Maharu closes her book when she notices Parka is about to continue her explanation. I try to close mine, but it forces itself back open until the cards can make their way back inside. Cool. After they have, I can close it just fine. Seeing real objects behave like a smartphone app is a bit weird. Saying that out loud is also a bit weird.
Keep in mind, each individual can only make 1 election per night. The election itself begins once all participants have decided whether or not to take part. Should 1 participant obtain all 3 pieces of information with the they must wait until the next night to elect them.
Looks like there's a proper procedure for all this. First, everyone has to decide if they want to elect someone. Once they've made that choice, the election begins. I can tell the rules she's explaining are vital, so I try my best to keep up despite my confusion.
There's merit to eliminating another participant, I should note. In doing so, you have the right to take one of the cards they held. In exchange, though, you have to die.
This has gone on for far too long. The same voice that interrupted her earlier speaks out again. He's a rude boy. I don't like this boy.
Don't. Please spare me, Bill.
Shut the fuck up. You don't have the luxury of babbling on like this either, goddess. The man clearly has no sympathy for the woman pleading with him. In fact, he seems to feel nothing at all, much like Parka.
Very well then, let us begin. Tonight's elections shall now take place.
Oh god, please walk me through it, because I don't know what the fuck's going on, dude. Oh, this is even better. Nope, never mind. I can't recall much of what happens next, because it's incomprehensible. Once the man on platform 12 elects the woman on platform 6, they're both raised up and out of sight. Not long after platform 12 descends with the man on it, I assume it means he has all 3 of her cards and has succeeded in eliminating her. He just started with all 3 of her cards? What a bunch of bullshit this is. After he returns, I think he shows a card to Parka and claims it's the name of numeral 8, I think. Having to say which card you take is probably what she would have explained had he not interrupted her earlier. Which means everyone else gets to know the card you claimed.
Worry not. not, for this is all taking place as you sleep. Time flows directly from the real world to here.
Differently, not directly.
Once you wake up, you'll be greeted by the morning as usual, unless you wake up in the middle of the night or don't go to sleep. I don't know what happens then. Tonight's session resulted in 1 elimination. I bid you all farewell for now.
Can I not elect someone? Hello, we're skipping over the rest of the thing. My consciousness begins to fade when she says that. The sensation is similar to when you start falling asleep. My train of thought's completely stopped at that point, though. There's no way I can accept this, yeah, because it's fucking bullshit. Not a single thing about it. It's because it's stupid bullshit. Hey, achievement unlocked. Why am I so good at this game, boys? I don't know. The most accurate way to describe how I feel when I wake up this morning would probably be melancholic. Granted, I'm not sure I slept in the first place, but what I am sure of is that certain things I've forgotten have come back to me. Cool. Wednesday, May 2nd. Naomi and I were on our way back to Lionhouse from school. We were trapped in a fire on a train at that time. That would explain why fire is listed as my cause of death. And it was no dream. It was reality. Probably. The fact I couldn't stop shaking after remembering it lent credence to its veracity. Veracity? Good word. Even if my mind had forgotten, my body certainly hadn't. Oh, baby. Fire broke out so fast I barely had time to react. Although I remember a feeling of relief knowing Naomi was safe. Wasn't she in the train with us? I'm fairly certain she died with us, but fine. As for how the fire happened, I'm not entirely sure. There was a bomb. My body starts to quiver and I get headaches whenever I try to think back. However, I do recall a very specific bag and the bomb therein. It turns out I did indeed meet Parka after my death, too. Like she said last night, I already heard her explanation once before. It was very exciting then, too. There's no doubt it happened in that odd dream world, too. I guess I've got no choice for the time being but to believe last night's dream and piece my memories together. Ugh, I can't wrap my head around this. Yeah, it's because it wasn't explained very well. Much as I'd like to be able to, this is the best I can manage right now. Even though I accept it wasn't just a dream, there's still way too much I don't understand. I couldn't find a single noteworthy incident when I checked the internet for any info about railway incidents on that date either. Parka did say the cause of our deaths had been undone. In other words, the fire that killed me never happened once I became a participant in Divine Selection. That makes this game way harder, right? Because you have to piece together a name, a regret, and a cause of death. But if the cause of death never happened, how are you going to find it unless they tell you? And who the fuck is going to tell another person how they died unless they want to die? In which case, like, whatever, this game's dumb. That's the only explanation. That odd book's perched on my bookshelf like always. I wonder if this one and the one that appeared in the Court of Fate are the same book. If so, that'd mean it makes its way between here and the dream world on its own. Whatever. There's no point overthinking things for now. Or thinking at all, really. Still 4 cards in the book, too. Wait, 4? Yeah, 4. You remember how there were 4? That can't be right. It is right. There were 4. Parka mentioned we'd automatically obtain cards when we learned some accurate information. Something about giving those thoughts a tangible form. The card detailing my cause of death isn't here for some reason. What? I thought we had 4. That's not all. Miharu turned out to be a participant as well, so she should have her own set of cards. I figured I would at least have the card with her full name since I know it, but I don't. Maybe we don't know her name. I wonder if there are some other conditions you need to meet. This isn't the main issue regarding her, though. I've been trying to keep myself from thinking about it, but it's about time to face reality. She really wants to fuck, doesn't she? Only one of us can make it through Divine Selection, and it's gonna be her. She's a fucking angel. That means either me or Miharu will need to be eliminated. Or we could do like a Hunger Games. We'll both eat poison berries and win. That being said, I'd like to talk to her first. There's the tiniest chance this might have just been my imagination going wild. I eventually abandon my train of thought and get ready to go to school. Really? Train? You died in a train. Too soon, dude. I make toast for breakfast. Wow. But end up shoving it in the fridge. What? Because I can't summon the will to eat anything. What, you're gonna save the toast for later? You're gonna have cold toast? You make me so sad. Who the fuck eats cold toast? Oh, God, this creature. I hope she dies in a fire. But you know what? That's enough of this for now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And be sure to tune next week for more Fatal 12 with yours truly. I'll see you guys then.